And more heat today, but our storms on the way. Gary will tell you when we might see them. And Ride the Drive is back, but it's not on John Nolan. We hear from organizers who helped the annual event come back to life in 2021. Plus, we'll preview a special report highlighting what we still need to do to reach herd immunity in Wisconsin.
This is News 3 Now at 5:30.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 5:30. I'm Amanda Quintana. It has been a beautiful weekend to get outside and then get some shade and water. But what we really need is some rain. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canulty joins us now with the certified most accurate forecast. What are the chances we get some thunderstorms to break up that heat?
Well, hopefully they'll be increasing over the next couple of days, but in the short term, not very high chances. You can see on visible cloud track, there are some clouds moving out of northern Illinois towards southern Wisconsin, but they're not thick enough to generate any precipitation. On Doppler track, a couple of sprinkles over east central Illinois, and that's pretty much about it. Otherwise, temperatures right now are in the upper 80s to around 90. Janesville's at 90, Madison 88, La Crosse is at 90, and Dew Point temperatures starting to head upward. They're in the upper 50s to the lower 60s, a little bit higher than yesterday. So the heat index is about what the temperature is. As those dew points go up, we'll actually feel the humidity a little bit more. Look for skies to be partly cloudy tonight with a low of only 70. Tomorrow should be very warm, a little more humid with a high of 85, and there'll be some chances for showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Later on, I'll take a look at whether or not those chances will continue for much of the upcoming week.
All right, thank you, Gary. It's a big day for Madison. The city kicked off the summer with its first major summer event in nearly 2 years. Christina Laurie takes us to this year's Ride the Drive, which still looked and felt a little different.
A summer tradition has returned to Madison, and with it, a sense of normalcy and hundreds of helpers.
These are just some of the people we have to thank for 2021's Ride the Drive, Madison's first major citywide event since the summer of 2019.
This is much more of a neighborhood feel.
This cannot be overstated. Today would not have been possible without the hundreds of volunteers who stepped in to help.
I'm one of the old timers. Yeah, I volunteer for every one of the Ride the Drives we have. I have my t-shirt collection.
In a typical year, Ride the Drive requires about 100 volunteers. This year, with the event spread across the city, it took nearly 600.
So many people from here have come up and said, hey, we live right in this neighborhood. This is great.
From Warner Park to Wingra and Kennedy to Marlboro, Madisonians of all ages gave a few hours of their Sundays passing out water, cheering, and celebrating a city able to bring back a summer staple, even if this year's ride wasn't actually on the drive at all.
This is our neighborhood park. This is our drive.
The city's next major reopening milestone will happen in 2 weeks when the Dane County Farmers Market returns to its rightful spot on the Capitol Square. Reporting in Madison for News 3 Now, I'm Christina Laurie.
And as of now, organizers are planning for next year's Ride the Drive to return to John Nolan Drive. Next tonight, 4 teenagers are injured after an early morning crash in rural Dane County. Deputies responded to the crash on State Highway 73 near the town of York around 6:30. The 17-year-old driver reportedly fell asleep at the wheel, and the car left the road and rolled over. Deputies say a 14-year-old passenger has a broken arm. Officials say drugs, speeding, or alcohol were not involved in this crash. Wisconsin Democrats are making their pitches to defeat U.S. Senator Ron Johnson. Each of the 5 announced candidates, as well as a 6th, Stephen Olakara, who's poised to jump into the race, addressed the virtual Wisconsin Democratic Convention today. The speeches were their first chance to make a case to party activists. Johnson says he hasn't made up his mind if he plans to seek a 3rd term in office. One person who is running in 2022, Governor Tony Evers. He made the announcement in a speech last night at the state convention. Evers told the Associated Press this weekend he feels confident in his chances in 2022, saying his handling of the pandemic saved lives and is the most important work his administration has done. He says some of his campaign goals for next year are criminal justice reform, expanding education funding, and creating an independent redistricting process. We'll be right back.
I was completely satisfied with Gruber Law Offices.
Ralph needed the legal experience of Gruber Law Offices.
Complete satisfaction. It was one call, that's all, and after that, everything was taken care of.
They say when you come from a small town like us, you do things your own way. That's why U.S. Cellular doesn't have any hidden requirements. So you can get the latest lease phone with no activation fees, required phone trade-ins, or anything like that. That's all there is to it.
Get a Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. The nationwide network built from your town up. U.S. Cellular.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
The only thing better than tacos is faster tacos. Enter new Johnsonville taco sausage. Premium cuts of authentically seasoned ground pork. Just sizzle and serve. Now your family can enjoy tasty tacos in 10 minutes.
More than ever, America needs healthcare workers. So if you're ready to answer the call, Herzing University empowers you to earn the skills you need for all kinds of healthcare careers, including programs that can be completed in 10 months. Accredited and transfer-friendly, Herzing provides the personal care and support you need to succeed. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. Your nation needs healthcare workers. Join the movement at Herzing University. Call or click today.
Monica was severely injured. She called Gruber Law Offices.
They made you feel like family. Gruber Law is excellent, and I would recommend them to anybody.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30.
This weekend is the first since May 2020 that there are 0 public health orders in effect in Dane County. But local leaders are still trying to make sure people get vaccinated against COVID-19.
What we're really trying to do today is break down barriers for people to be able to access the vaccine. And we know the communities of color, particularly the Latinx and African American and Native communities, have been hardest hit.
Public Health Madison, Dane County hosted a pop-up clinic and conversation this afternoon at Centro Hispano in Madison. Organizers say bringing the shots directly to members of our community is one of the easiest ways to get people vaccinated. There's more chances to get a vaccine in our area next week. Public Health has 4 more first dose pop-up clinics planned. The next one is Tuesday at the District 1 EMS on West Commercial Street in Mazo-Maney. That's from 3 to 7 o'clock. You can find a full list of pop-up clinics on Public Health Madison Dane County's website. Around the state, the climb to herd immunity is slowing down, and health experts say that means there's still a chance we could see another COVID outbreak. But how close are we to getting there? There's no exact percentage point, but experts estimate herd immunity comes when about 60 to 90% of the total population gets vaccinated. But to get there, there are still some groups that still need to get their shots, including younger people, communities of color, and those living in rural areas.
An area where perhaps there aren't many vaccination sites or options out there. And these areas become areas where we need to focus our attention on.
You know, it felt like a sprint at the beginning. It felt like we had to we were racing as fast as possible to get everyone vaccinated. And, you know, it's going to take a little more time now, and that's okay. We're in the marathon part.
Coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 10, Madeline O'Neill breaks down the efforts to reach those who still haven't gotten a shot. Still ahead at 5:30, some reminders from local health experts on staying safe in the summer sun. Plus, Gary's looking to see if we can break the heat with some thunderstorms this week. Your forecast after the break.
Hey folks, Monday morning we are at a specialized training gym that's opening up here in the 608. We're also wandering Wisconsin and taking a look at everything there is to do in La Crosse. Join us between 4:30 and 7 for News 3 Now this morning.
News 3 Now is partnering with the Madison School District to provide its high school seniors with special commencement ceremonies.
Join us for the Class of 2021 Special Commencement Ceremony, streamed live on channel3000.com and Channel 3000 Plus, June 11th and 12th.
Is it possible to fall in love with your home? To get goosebumps in the driveway? Is it possible for your home to withstand nor'easters and help protect you from fire? Is it possible to fall in love with your home before you even step inside?
Discover the world of exterior solutions by James Hardie. Endless colors, textures, and design. It's possible with James Hardie.
There's been much debate about the Mona Lisa smile. Would it have been bigger and brighter if she'd had good dental care? Maybe. maybe if Physicians Mutual Insurance Company had been around back then, it'd be a different story. She could have gone to the dentist more, knowing she'd have help paying the bills. And those regular checkups might have found early signs of tooth decay or gum disease, costly problems that could keep anyone from smiling. Physicians Mutual offers affordable coverage that can help pay for cleanings and unexpected or expensive procedures you might need, like crowns or dentures. This is real dental insurance, not just a discount plan or for checkups only. There are no deductibles, and there's no annual maximum. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Call or go online today for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual. Get the dental care you need to help you stay healthy. For your free information kit with all the details, call us now or go to sendinfokit.com.
News 3 Now is partnering with the Madison School District to provide its high school seniors with special commencement ceremonies.
Join us for the Class of 2021 special commencement ceremony, streamed live on channel3000.com and Channel 3000 Plus, June 11th and 12th. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30.
Welcome back. As summer ramps up and school comes to an end, we're all spending a bit more time outside. But dermatologists want to make sure that we're being careful and having fun in the sun. Skin cancer is the most common cancer in the U.S. 1 in 5 Americans will develop it in their lifetime, and 9,500 people are diagnosed with skin cancer every day. Experts say the best way to reduce your risk is to reduce exposure to UV radiation.
What you have is this cumulative effect that damages those cells to the point where they can start changing. And when they start changing, they can develop cancers.
Dermatologists recommend avoiding midday sun. That's when the UV rays are most intense. You should also seek shade and wear protective clothing, wide-brim hats, and sunglasses. The best thing you can do, though, is wear sunscreen. And remember to reapply it often. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with Gary Canalti. A nice day outside today, Gary.
Yeah, it certainly was, as long as you took precautions and stayed in the shade. Now, one of the most important weather forecasts in history was made on this state back in 1944. It was the D-Day invasion where the Allies started to move into Nazi Germany. And the day before, the D-Day invasion had to be canceled because of bad weather conditions. The Royal Air Force weather map for the day before showed a strong cold front moving through the English Channel with high waves and a lot of rain that was not obviously in the favor of the Allies as far as an invasion. But they predicted by looking at a couple of weather observations back across Ireland that the weather conditions would improve a little bit for the next day, the 6th, which is today, the anniversary. And a little ridge of high pressure kind of moved in and allowed at least marginal enough conditions that they could actually do the invasion. The Germans were not expecting it because they thought the storm would continue. And as you can see, these are some pictures I took at Omaha Beach back in October of 2019. And you can see just the where the Allied troops came inland. I mean, just a lot of water out there, very little protection. So they needed the weather conditions to be just right. And then, of course, had to move across the beaches in order to start the invasion. So one of the most important weather forecasts in history. In fact, they gave the final go or no go for General Eisenhower to start the invasion on the 6th. 3 things you need to know in our forecast. We're expecting more humidity. That will lead to some thunderstorm chances this week, but the best chances will be tomorrow and Tuesday afternoon, and maybe again Friday. Lesser chances on Wednesday and Thursday. We'll take what rain we could get, but it'll be warm. Temperatures will remain in the middle to the upper 80s through next week. Doppler track, even though humidity levels are starting to increase, just a couple of sprinkles of rain across northern Illinois, and that's pretty much it. This is the precipitation over the last 5 days, and you can see a few areas got a shower or thunderstorm up to our north a couple of days ago, but other than that, most of the central and northern Midwest saw very little rain over that 5-day period. Future track precipitation through Wednesday about noon calls for perhaps anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to maybe an inch or more in some spots. Some areas will pick up 1 or 2 inches, and other areas may not pick up anything at all. So the precipitation will be very spotty, and even through the end of this week and into the middle of next week, we're still looking at less than an inch of rain in most areas. That's not good news for the drought because so far we're already down an inch inch of rain compared to normal, and for the year, almost 7 inches since the start of 2021. Temperatures right now baking, but not quite as hot as yesterday. Upper 80s across Wisconsin. The 90s are just out to the west across Minnesota and parts of South Dakota. Look for a high of 85 tomorrow. It'll be very warm, also a little more humid, and that will lead to some shower and thunderstorm chances in the afternoon. You can see this on Future Track beginning tomorrow morning about 11:30 a.m. You can see the showers and storms popping up in the afternoon, but not everybody will get them. They'll die down tomorrow evening and then probably pop up again as we head into Tuesday afternoon. The rainfall amounts, again, spotty. Some areas 1 or 2 inches. Other areas may miss out on the rain altogether. 7 to 10 day forecast. The humidity stays high, so we'll at least see thunderstorm chances through the end of the week. Maybe even a slight chance into Saturday of next weekend. But after that, definitely a dry period, and it'll still stay very warm. So hopefully we get some rain this week, because if we don't, the drought's really going to be in full force.
And it really depends on where you are if you're going to get that rain. I mean, you could be so close to an area that gets rain, but maybe your area doesn't.
Just because it doesn't rain where you are doesn't mean it didn't rain everywhere.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Gary.
Sure.
We'll be right back.
You may hate the color rouge. Well, now it's sapphire blue. Why stick with something you despise? So in life, the rose you oppose. Just say, better get Mako.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Pain? Yeah. Here, aspirin cream with max strength lidocaine. Works fast and lasts. Keep it. You're gonna need it.
Kick pain in the aspirin cream. Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, there's a medicine specifically made for heart failure, Entresto. It's a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. Entresto was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure, and trust your heart to Entresto.
You may hate the color rouge. Well, now it's sapphire blue. Why stick with something you despise? So in life, the rose you oppose. Just say, better get Mako.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30.
I'm a fan of the heat, so I would like it to continue, but some people maybe are done with it and want some rain.
Yeah, unfortunately, the heat's going to stick around. The question is whether or not the humidity will as well, and it probably will, at least for a few days. But as we take a look at the live view from the WIC Skycam, those clouds just aren't thick enough to produce any rain, and Doppler track shows that. Just a few sprinkles down across Illinois and Indiana, and that's about it. Temperatures are in the upper 80s, a few places right around the 90-degree mark, and the heat index about the same. So the humidity not contributing too much to the overall uncomfortableness, but that will change.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.